Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope that you are having a great day. I thought I'd come before you for just a couple of minutes, 30 minutes for real this time. I'm going to see if I can hold myself to that. Anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Today, I will not share the link because I'm by myself. I was taking a little bit long to come on here because my stream seemed like it was buffering for whatever reason. So hopefully it holds, because I want to show you all a video and all that other stuff. But let's see who's on here. Brother Don, my triple OG moderator. Hope you're doing well. 48 TCO, what's going on with you? Cynthia, hope you're having a great day. American, Copper, Dragon, Child, or is it Chile? How you doing? Greater Achievements, what's going on with you? Long time no see. Gary Mack and Priscilla, Jersey City is in the building. Welcome. So first, I'm just giving everybody a moment to come on here. I want to show y'all this. Let's see. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. My thing acts right. Nope, not that. I have to kind of go back door for just a second. Bear with me. All right. So this here, that is the lineup for the Ohio Black Expo. Let me remove the banner really quick so y'all can see it. Ohio Black Expo, of course, y'all know that's taking place on May 24th and 25th. So at the end of next month, we're still in April, right? And as y'all can see, it's a wonderful lineup over 2 days. There's going to be entertainment. You see Brother Phil, Vicky, myself, African Diaspora News Channel will be in the building. We'll actually be there on Saturday. We're going to be maybe, I'm not quite sure yet, but maybe hosting some sort of a live show, definitely a question and answer type panel and things like that. So it's going to be fun and exciting. Now, at the end of there, y'all might see a whole lot of people on there, people that you may know and love. So if you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, please go to ohioblackexpo.com to get your tickets. They're very inexpensive, and you get a lot for, I don't quote me, I think the last time I saw it was $20. I think they may be having a special or something like that. But as you can see, there's a whole lot going on. They have fashion and food, of course. So if you're in the area, please stop by and say hello to us. And everybody else is there. So I'm going to remove this, ohioblackexpo.com for tickets. Okay. So today we are here to discuss something that you guys probably saw, and I saw it as well, on the front lawn of the White House. Now, apparently, I don't know who's in charge there, who's thinking of these things. You guys have probably seen a lot of things come out of the White House. It's kind of weird. But today they decided, and I'm going to show y'all a video, they decided to post photos of illegal immigrants who they're saying are criminals. I don't know if they really are. This is just what they're saying. They're really there are criminals in the front line. So it says on April 28th, which is today, the White House displayed mugshot-style posters of 100 arrested undocumented immigrants on its north lawn. Each poster featured the word arrested, a photo of the individual, and a list of alleged crimes, including serious offenses such as murder, and the other thing that you really can't say, essay, let's say that. Child essay, if you will, kidnapping, and fentanyl distribution. The display was a part of President Donald Trump's effort to highlight his administration's immigration enforcement achievement during his first 100 days, which will be tomorrow, from what I understand, will be his first 100 days in office. Says the posters were strategically placed to appear in live news broadcasts from the White House, aiming to emphasize the administration's hardline stance on immigration and border security. Now, it was in their press area. So basically, when news stations and their reporters go live in front of the White House, that's normally where they are. So for whatever reason, they strategically put those posters there. So when those people are giving their broadcast, you'll see those posters, right? That was strategically done. Now, it says the initiative coincided with a press briefing from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, and border czar Tom Homan, who announced significant drops in illegal border crossings and detailed recent enforcement actions, including large ICE operation in Florida and DEA-led raid in Colorado Springs, which I saw that video this morning. It was kind of crazy. That says Homan emphasized the ongoing threat from drug cartels and gangs, reiterating that a state of emergency remains at the southern border until these groups are eradicated. Now, lastly, it says, while the administration touted these measures as evidence of fulfilling campaign promises on immigration, critics have raised concerns about the ethics and legality of such public displays, as well as the broader implications for civil liberties and due process. Now, it says this display has sparked debate over the use of White House and politically charged messaging and the potential stigmatization of immigrant communities. So I'm going to show y'all the video. And then the question that I have for y'all while I'm here for, as I said, 30 minutes is that petty or not? So let me show y'all the video. Let me get it up here. Bear with me 1 second. I have to go old school. Here we go.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to remove that. So again, as y'all saw, that was, they said about, I guess, I don't know, 100 posters of immigrants that they said are criminals displayed there at the White House. Right now, I don't know, I can't remember ever seeing anything displayed like that before. And we've seen the White House put out quite a few things, right? Of course, we saw the infamous video of them shipping immigrants to El Salvador, CCOT, one of the most world's notorious prisons, right? We saw them getting on the plane in shackles and getting off the plane with their heads down. And of course, we saw them with their heads shaved and they're all close together. So they put out stuff like that. And a lot of people really don't like it, right? They're like, you know, our children running the White House social media, what's going on, right? It seems like some in the White House, and I've seen, you know, Trump post things too like that, are kind of joking, making light of some of the things that, excuse me, that they're doing in regards to immigration and things like that. So I'm going to strictly ask y'all, I'm going to be in the comment section, do y'all like it? Do y'all feel like there's another way they could go about illustrating the things that they are doing? Because, of course, I'd be remiss in not saying that, of course, there's this big push for mass deportation due to the Biden administration opening the doors and letting any and everybody come in. Of course, there was some crime that took place, not to say America's crime free, right? It's not, but a lot of immigrant, not a lot, some immigrants that came over here, you know, were committing crimes and things like that. There was one that was very heinous here in Houston where a 14-year-old was, you know, essayed by two Venezuelan immigrants, and they, you know, took her life and all of that. And they just recently named a park after her, like last week or something like that. It was a very horrific story. And of course, you know, you've heard things like that. But so Trump's administration is saying, well, we got to get rid of the problem that Biden created. So that's the narrative. So is it too far? Not far enough? Petty? I want to know you all's comments. And so let's see who else got on here. Let's see. I see y'all comments already. Who else was on here? Okay, I think I stopped at Michael. How you doing? Says love it. Black first. Houston in the building. Marjorie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Norma, what's going on with you? Long time no see. Your average logical thinker. How you doing? Says great to see your name on there, Demetra. I know what star. Well, thank you. Yes, it's a pleasure to be speaking at the Ohio Black Expo. It is an honor. So thank you Cynthia says, I'll definitely be there. Yes, I cannot wait to meet you. 48 TCO says the White House becoming a local beauty supply store. The local beauty supply store with those photos. Yeah, I thought like you want to do that to the White House? Okay. But you're right. Or it looks like when you go up to a building and it's election season and you see all of the signs, vote for this person, vote for this initiative, vote for this measure. So that's kind of what it reminded me of. Patrice, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Shan, what's going on with you? Standing Bear, hope you're doing well. It says making ish out of nothing. Okay. Jacoby, what's going on with you? You says good morning. Was afternoon here. Gloria, what's going on with you? Says not petty. Okay. Jacoby says it may be petty, but it's their turn now. Your average logical thinker says definitely petty. Okay. Marjorie says, how is Trump going to pull this out when he's hired many of the illegal workers to work for him in his real estate business and companies? Make it make sense. Yeah, and I don't know how true that is. I've heard that, but yeah, I don't know how true it is. There's definitely a lot going on here. I'll save my commentary. Biz, how you doing? Says not petty enough. Okay. Michelle, how you doing? Says good afternoon. I really don't think there has been a war on drugs. Sounds nice, but it's a lie. I have watched too many documentaries where they intentionally put drugs in Black neighborhoods. Oh yeah, they absolutely have done that, and for all we know, they may still be doing that, right? Remember when Biden was in office, and earlier on he was giving out little crack pipe kits or something like that. 4-day TCO says very much petty, but it's coming from the pettiest administration. Yes. And it also should be said that Trump has a very low approval rating right now. Sounds like when he first got into office, it was 50%. Now it's somewhere around 40. And depending on what issues you're talking about, they said on the economy, only 39% of Americans approve of the job that he is doing. And the immigration issue, I think it's under 50, and the tariffs is under 50. So yeah, his numbers aren't doing very well. People are kind of like, what's going on here, right? Jacoby says, how many times we've been in a punchline for everything? So you say we mean Black people. And Narma says, always remember how these Hispanics treat their Black population. He says in those countries, say we should say what Trump is doing. Well, I should also say, I don't know if I saw posters, but it was more than just Hispanics. I think I saw some in there. I don't know where they're from, but it's not just Hispanics that are being deported. It's also Asians, the Indians, Haitians. So there's quite a few different, groups of people being deported. But I get what you're saying. Cynthia says, unfortunately, the truth hurts. Daryl, how you doing? Says, future prisoners going to El Salvador. Yeah. I saw the raid that they did in, I think it was Colorado. Yeah, it was at some nightclub, after hours club or something like that. And they got like 100 of them. They're saying they were immigrants. I don't know how true it is, but they arrested them. They said there was a whole lot of things going on, like prostitution and all kind of stuff. And one guy, he just put his head down in his hands like, and in my mind, I was like, yeah, he's thinking he's going to El Salvador. Like, damn, I'm not trying to go there, right? He wasn't very happy about what would be impending for him. Autumn, how you doing? Said it's not petty because if it was us, they would be laughing. Yeah, no doubt. I'm saying petty in regards to putting the signs up and, all that other stuff. And Priscilla says, I believe both parties are being petty. Trump is like a woman looking for revenge at any cost. Norma says, get them all out of here. Okay. Bill says, not petty enough because the yard is too small. You crazy. Gloria says, deport them all. Okay. So you really don't care. Patricia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. K-Mac, what's going on with you? Says, get them all out of here. Nobody complained when our people was on that plantation, how they treated them. Got you. JJ says it's kind of bad, but it's not our problem. Gloria says they don't care about us. They hate us. I'm going to say they, you mean the immigrants, they hate us. Okay. Cynthia says, remember when the President Biden and the White House hosted a pride event and had a man running around showing his breast? Yeah, the Biden White House is kind of weird. but yeah. Macman, how you doing? Says this is the same effect as placing casualties of war along the highways to a city in the days of the Crusaders. Explain that if you don't mind me asking. Don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. How you doing? Jeff, what's going on with you? Says always a distraction from something else. Both sides do it, but it feels kind of gross. Yeah, that's kind of what I've seen a lot of people say, like, what's going on here? It's disgusting, it's tacky, it's petty. Then of course I've seen some people's like, wow, so I don't know. 40 TTL says they post photos of criminals in every hood. So ditto. Okay. American Copper, you say posting your trophies is normal. So you're saying the White House is maybe saying, hey, this is our trophies. We're catching them. And as Tom Homan said, they need to, I guess maybe ramp it up a little bit, but they're illustrating. And I guess, I don't know, what they'll do on the 100th day of Trump being in office, which is tomorrow, but maybe this is just a sign of more of what they're going to illustrate. It's going to be weird, I'm quite sure. Priscilla says both parties are using these illegals. Trump's doing this because the Democrats saying they're just rid of them. Just get rid of them all. Is that what you're saying? When it's just the criminals first. Norma says, I'm indifferent. Actions matter more than symbolism. K-Dog, how you doing? Says, I like it. Where's the black sanctuary cities? Brother Don says, petty as hell. Okay, Marjorie says, tit for tat. Both parties are egregious in their dealings with the immigration system. Trump had 4 prior years in office to fix the problem when he was just a rich man. He never said a word. Okay. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Says, not far enough. They committed the crime when they broke into the country. I am just wondering when they are going to get the women and children. Well, it sounds like they got some children the other day from what I've been hearing. Some of those children were sick. They said one of them had cancer and was going through cancer treatment, and they I think they were 2 years old, and they snatched them up. Sounds like maybe without their parents. I don't know. So would you say the ones they brought here, and they could take the ones they had here back with them? I don't give a damn. This is what I voted for. Okay. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, hello, Demetri. I saw that. It's kind of funny. Okay. Celeste, what's going on with you? Says, definitely petty and humiliating. Common man, where you been? I hope you're doing well. Says, their problems are not our problems. Point blank, period. American Copper says, maybe he's being transparent. Maybe so, which is what he said he was going to do, right? I don't know. Marjorie says, then these people are not our friends. Shan says, no, it's not petty. Common Man says, President Trump doesn't hire anyone. He contracts out to builders. Okay. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Rose, did I say hello? If not, hello. He says, I mean, it's quite hilarious. Okay. Janetta, what's going on with you? Says, tell them work harder. So you're saying that's what they tell us to do? Work harder? Come on, how you doing? Says police use FBA mugshots for target practice. I could care less about this. And you're absolutely right. They do that. Hey, Sister Shirley, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else is on here. Herschel, how are you? Michelle, he says Trump don't give a darn about no one. This is his last term, and he is it? Did y'all see the Trump 2028 MAGA hats that he put out? It's actually on his website too. But anyway, he said, and he's unhinged. He says elections are coming up in November. I think it will cost the Republicans dearly. So you talk about presidential election, that's 2028. But there's even some elections going on now. So elections are kind of here and there. But definitely, I think most of the midterms are in 2026, which is next year. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Yogi Fish, how you doing? I love it. Appreciate you for the donation. Says, I appreciate your voice. Much respect. The voice that I got left, right? It seemed like it was doing okay yesterday. I had the flu last week. I don't even know where I got it from, but my voice kind of comes and goes, which is why I say I don't think I'm going to be on here very long. But thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. Let's see who else is on here. And Jacoby says, also, they found active duty soldiers at the underground club. Yeah, at the underground club working in Colorado. They said the Army soldiers was up in there. It's like, yikes. And I guess, I don't know, they was working security or something, but it's like, really now? That's kind of odd, Interesting. Herschel says, no permanent allies, only permanent interests. Yes, indeed. Sister Shirley says, I don't concern myself with the illegal immigrants. Just get them out of here. Okay. Linda Lee, how you doing? Says President Trump is showing the American people who he's taking off the streets. Yes, that's what it seems like, what he's doing. And a lot of them, from what they're saying, are very, notorious and highly concerning, with the things that they are accused of doing, right? So yeah, you wouldn't want them on the streets at all. So yeah, I guess. Herschel says the White House perp walk. Yeah, you could call it that. Casual. How you doing? Long time no see. Busy says 100 days felt like 100 years for some. Yeah, it's like really like 4 more years left of this. So yeah, it's only been 100 days, but I guess some people are saying because he's gotten a lot done, or has he? I don't know. Diane, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, Yogi. He says, remember they tried to kill Trump. He has a right to be petty. Yes, that is true. They did try to do that. Paycheck, how you doing? Says Tacky How. Some folks have trash in their front yard on next door right now. To heck with them. Yeah, you're right about that. It's kind of gaudy, I think that way when I see, like I said, a bunch of signs and stuff at different polling places. Like, damn, there's so much going on here. I'm confused, So that's kind of what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, what's going on here? So yeah. And let's see, K-Max says ankle babies. What? Ankle babies have to go. Okay, Rodney, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Herschel says the kids left with their mothers once they were deported. Then they complained. So you said the children that they're saying that are getting cancer treatment, they left with their moms, because I kind of heard all kind of stuff. So I really don't know. 48 TCO says we're not deporting the children. We're deporting the parents, and they're taking their children with them. Yeah, I've heard reports that some of the parents are just leaving the children here and leaving. So that I actually heard that on the radio today. So I don't know how true it is, but that's just what I heard. Cynthia says, well, now they know how it feels for too long. They have dragged and dodged many of our Black men's faces in criminal acts all across the news and social media. Thank you, Trump. And Linda says Biden let 15 to 20 million illegals into America and housed them, fed them, paid them, educated them, and Democrats want them to stay. Now, you're right about that. They did all of that while telling American citizens no. While American citizens were sleeping on the streets, while American citizens were like, hey, I'm hungry. Can I get one of those cards that they were getting in New York? The debit card where they said, well, we don't like the food that we're getting at the shelters. So we want our own, we want to buy our own food. And so Eric Adams made it to where they could get their own debit card where they could go shop and buy the food they want, opposed to eating the food they were given. So you're right about that. Janetta says, I saw the Trump 2028 movement. Yeah, I laughed because I'm like, he really know how to get under people's skin. Kenneth, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, hi, Dimitri. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I shall. 48 TCL says, no more birthright citizenship to foreigners. Yeah, and that's a point of contention, right? Because originally it was for freed, enslaved, formerly enslaved people, right? And now it's kind of all over the place as to who it's really for. Ronnie says, are you still going to be in Ohio? Yes, I am going to be in Ohio Memorial Day weekend. Absolutely. Maxwell, how you doing? Long time no see. He says, it's hilariously transparent. Common Man says, people are talking about Trump revenge. He's not. However, he's better than me. They tried to kill that man and missed by a half an inch. It couldn't be me. That's all I have to say. Said, don't let you at the helm, huh? William, how you doing? Says, Marines in California have been bringing illegals into the country since the 80s. Not surprised at the military involvement at all. You're right, because they right there at the border. Camp Pendleton is over there. I don't know if it's still there, but trust me, I know a little bit about Camp Pendleton myself. So yeah. Anyway, Tito, how you doing? He says, get him, Trump. Isaiah, what's going on with you? Says, I voted for this. Trump is doing a good job. Okay. Carrie, how Thunder says, was it really on the front lawn? So I don't know exactly. This says wherever the press conjugates, so maybe off to the side, but it's on the lawn nevertheless, right? But it's where the press pool to do their broadcasts and their stories. And they said it was strategically done because they want, when the press, they're doing their stories, for that to be, the signs to be visible and behind them. So that was done on purpose. Biz says, not petty enough. No money you crew got to the wake up call. No money for you. So you're talking about the guy in Chicago says no money for you. Says got the wake up call. We're not available to pick up. William says the money paid was $400 per head back then. The coyotes, right? I actually knew a guy who was a coyote. He got caught a couple of times. Now this is actually before, it was like right before 9/11, and he was making money. He was making like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a trip, but he got caught a couple of times. And I'm like, man, his name was Chuck. Said, you better be careful. He's like, oh, they just catch me, and take him out and let me go. They ain't doing that no more, right? So I don't know if he still doing it, but he was. I would see him coming, because he was my upstairs neighbor, and he would, be coming in, and he'd be dressed to the nines. He was like a hairdresser. No, not a big deal or anything like that, but he'd be dressed all nice in these linen suits and all kind of stuff. And one day I asked him, I said, man, what you got going on? And then he told me. So that was kind of funny. Hold on one second. Deanna, can you call Chris back? And let's see. Isaiah says, report how the judges is protecting illegal immigrants. But when they have a judge do that for Black people in court. Okay, so you're talking about the judge that just recently got arrested. She got caught aiding and abetting, I guess, helping an immigrant escape out the back door of the court from ICE. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's like that. You doing a little too much, 48 TCO says, if your mom and daddy got a foreign accent, no birthright citizenship, their parents have to prove their citizenship first. Got you. Shannon says, yeah, I feel sorry about the kids on that cancer treatment crap. I do feel sorry about that, but that's not a responsibility because he says with you. So he says it's not our responsibility. Is that what you're saying? Janetta says, remember that immigrant said no more money for you. You lazy. Yep. That was in Chicago at one of the city hall meetings. Guns tip, how you doing? Long time no see. He says, I believe if they wanted him gone, he would be. You think so? You think they wouldn't have missed? Let's see. Let me skip down so I can catch up. Michael, how you doing? Says, remember when George Bush got on national TV with a big bag of crack? It said he got it right down the street in inner city, and the crack war had gotten a green light. Yeah, it's like, well, how did it get there? If that's indeed where you got it, how did it get there? As I said, we don't own no big cargo ships and planes and all that to be dropping that stuff off. And it originated here. So how did it get there? We know now, right? Thunder says, question, has anyone seen how the Democrats are bending over backwards and even breaking the law to help illegals, but they never did anything remotely close like that to help Black folks? Yes, I have. And I actually did a couple stories on it on the African Diaspora News Channel. Linda says, so much lying going on related to Trump and his policies. Here's President Trump's executive order among the categories of the individuals born in the United States and not subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The privilege of the United States citizenship does not automatically extend to a person born in the United States. It says, number one, when that person's mother was unlawfully present in the United States and the father was not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident at the time of said persons, and then your comment cut off. So you're citing the laws. Is that what that is? Herschel says, I was watching a stream the other day and a Venezuelan guy came in advocating for a race war against Black people. So I have zero sympathies. Like, what's your beef with us? What are you mad at us for? We ain't did nothing to you. It's like misdirected anger much. Corey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Tyrone, what's going on with you? Said, what's up, Demetri? Yeah, I say put them on the Summer Jam screen. Well, what's that? Cynthia says, for years, American taxpayers have made the illegal immigrants very comfortable for too damn long. This is not our FBA's problem. And that's one reason why I voted for President Donald J. Trump. You put the middle name in there too. Cooking with Miss D. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you on here in a minute. Sherry says, a judge in Mexico, and he was a Mexican. He also had illegal gang members living in his house, and they had the nerve to take pictures and post it on social media. Just crazy. Him and his wife are in trouble with the feds. He says, but we cannot get any judge to help us. Even when they have evidence, we have done nothing. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. You know what she's accused of, that judge. I can't remember where she's at, but yeah, she got arrested and everything. Michelle said there was a politician, I believe, in New Jersey who was housing an illegal gang member. They arrested that politician over the weekend. Yeah, they tripping. Like, y'all trying to go to jail for these people? Like, what are we doing here? Like, is there a lot of money involved? Like, I need to know why are they risking their freedom for that? It's crazy. All right, let me skip down, y'all. And Numa, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jacoby says a lot of these judges are crashing out for this nonsense, but where was that same crash out for Troy Davis? Yeah, the brother that was executed, and there's a lot of evidence saying that he wasn't guilty. You know, so yeah, where was the judge to open up his cell and say, come on home with me? So you're right. Let's see here. Who else haven't I seen? And Corey says, hey, family, no more money for them. Oh, okay. I got down to the bottom. So let me go back. Shan says, oh no, let me go back up here. Michelle says, I watched a documentary on Amazon Prime years ago about the Clintons flying drugs into Arkansas, and the people who have died by suicide were connected to the Clintons. Yeah, I just saw one of the ladies, she was a girl back then that was on Epstein Island. They said she took her life last week, but I don't know. It just seems kind of weird, right? She's been very outspoken about what happened to her on Epstein Island, especially in regards to Prince Andrew. I guess he was one of the main people, abusing her, but now she's gone. So a lot of people are like, I don't believe that, right? Janetta says, never forget the Dems voted 110-4 to let illegals vote in our election. Yeah, that's crazy. And now we know why, right? Rodney says, cheap labor build America, so they need these illegal immigrants. Linda says President Obama was called deporter in chief. He deported over 3 million illegal invaders, and Democrats celebrated. Yeah, and he was almost saying some of the same things that mirror that of DOGE, right? Department of Governmental Efficiency. Same things he was saying back then. It's kind of the same things that they're doing. Obama was talking about eliminating ways to this, that, and the other. But like you said, when it comes from this side, it's like, oh my God. But when they were doing it, Obama, I didn't hear anybody really pushing back on it at all. So, yeah, you're right. Shannon says, I remember those stories that you've been doing on there too. Yeah, I have been talking about that. The Democrats crashing out for them and won't crash out for us. They want to free somebody. There's a whole lot of innocent Black people are in prison right now that you can go and knock on the door and say, hey, let them go or whatever. But y'all going to prisons in different countries. They should never get another vote from us. Never. Now, honestly, I think a lot of it is performative, but, y'all need to perform some of that over here for us. I don't know. Eunice, how you doing? Long time no see. Says, hi, Dimitri. I hope all is well. He says that criminal judge, that illegal, let that illegal person go is here in Wisconsin. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it sounds like she's in a lot of trouble. Risk your whole life and career. For what? Marjorie says the most disturbing thing to me is the Biden administration took care of migrants, immigrants, and health care for free. American people are charged high medical expenses, putting them in bankruptcy. Yeah, I know a lot of people who just simply cannot afford health care. But then you hear, especially in California, they're willing to spend $2.6 billion taking care of migrants, no matter what their status is, undocumented migrants. $2.6 billion a year they're going to spend. But I know people in California can't afford health care. But so it's like, you're going to bypass Californians and help undocumented people get health care for free? That's crazy. Biz, you say cartel money flowing around. Politicians may be getting a kickback. They might be. You never know. Janetta says, yeah, Troy Davis. Jacoby says, I also think the politicians who were harboring illegals, they took the legal phone, smashed it, destroyed the evidence. Okay. So you say they took the illegals' phone. Who knows? I'm sure it's all going to come out. All right, let's see. Multifaceted me. How you doing? Says this is evil personified. When you get in bed with the devil, he'll use you. Say to your face, thank you for being dumb, and then discard you like trash. The judges, they should not be shielding immigrants. Yeah, that's not their job. Your job is to adjudicate, is not to sneak people out the back door and all that other stuff. It's like you risk your whole career and your freedom for what? What can that migrant do for you? I mean, more than likely, they're going to be deported. So what can they do for you? You're a martyr for what? At the end of the day, I don't even know the lady's name, to be honest with you. So what you did wasn't even all that grand. You'll be forgotten in the larger scheme of things, but you've ruined your whole life, which is crazy. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a lot of cash in California, $2.6 billion. Thunder says, is it just me or when we get in unison, they flooded the U.S. with illegal immigrants and then did everything to allow them to vote and become citizens in order to replace Black voters? Am I wrong? No, you're absolutely right. That was the plan, really, to replace Black voters so that they can stay in power, because they know most people weren't going to be cutting for the boys and girls sports and the transgender surgeries and prisons and all that other stuff. It's like it was just really ridiculous, right? But they weren't willing to back up off of it. And like I always say, that should have never been a conversation. That should have never been an argument. Some of the things that the left wanted to do is like, why are you wanting people to debate whether boys should play in girls sports? That's silly, you know. What says they were receiving, he says, more SNAP benefits than our own senior citizens who have worked and earned it. Pissed me off. Sure were. LaShondra, how you doing? And Linda, he says, Michigan Democrats passed a constitutional amendment to use taxpayer money to pay for sex changes, aka transgender surgery in the state. Some of my family can't get certain medications because it's too expensive. There you go. And Kamala said on her questionnaire in 2019, and she lied about it when she was debating Trump. She said, yeah, I would be all right with having immigrants who are inmates who are detained and prisoners get reassignment surgeries or whatever it is on a taxpayer's dime. And when Trump brought it up, she was like, trying to act like she didn't say it. It's like it's in black and white. You said it. I think it was the ACLU or somebody was doing questionnaires to candidates, and that's what she said when they asked her. So she just straight up lied, or she didn't own up to it. Brother Damon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm about to get out of here. I see I went over my time of 30 minutes. Busy says they went to college for law, worked many years, became a judge, and now arrested for protecting criminals, huh? Yeah, go figure. 48 TCO, he says, don't forget to hit the like. Y'all, Miss Demetra went over. I did. See, I'm glad you reminded me. I went over my 30-minute time limit. Dear self, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Anyway, I don't see any more comments. I know some of y'all just came on here, but the good news is I will be back here tomorrow with Donovan and Daryl. Did I say hello to you tonight? Hello, he says, when Black Americans demanded more rights in baseball, they replaced most of them. They will target the NBA, NFL next, just like in politics. You know what? I think you got a good point there. Because if you look at the Major League Baseball, you don't really see many Black people. But then again, I don't watch baseball like that, so I don't want to speak over my head. Janetta says it took a while, but I see the Dems for who they are. Absolutely. So some people have to wake up, right? Like, I see the light. I see them who they are. And, I was a Democrat back in the day. I'm not going to lie to kick it. I used to be a Democrat. But when you get the information, you wake up, you're like, yeah, let me ride the middle. Let me be, independent, right? And as I said this too, and I think this is probably going to happen. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I think red MAGA and blue MAGA this is going to be their last cycle. And I say that because I think a lot of people are saying, okay, let's get back to the middle. Let's get back to what the common sense is, because unfortunately, the right in a lot of things are too far on the right, and the left are too far, opposite sides, right? The left are too far on the left. Like I said, some things shouldn't even be a conversation, but let's get in the middle where the common sense is, where people can say, okay, that works. Everybody's getting something out of it, and it makes sense. That's where we need to be. She says, and make more room for more posters. You crazy. Maxwell says these politicians are acting treasonous. Yes, I think that's a great word. Cynthia says the Democrats are sickening. They're using the illegal immigrants to replace the Black vote, and transgender women replace a real woman. A ridiculous mess. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Too far on the left. Damon says, stay vigilant. By FBA, Black First Family. Yes, indeed. So he says, yep, I'm woke. Absolutely. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time with Donovan. And I believe we're going to do our podcast as well. If we don't do a podcast, I'll come on here live again for just a couple of moments, and then we'll come back live at 5 for our live show with you all. So anyway, in the meantime, you guys stay cool. I know it's hot out there, at least here in Houston, and y'all stay blessed. Love each and every one of y'all. See y'all later. Peace. I don't know where Donovan is. He probably at home working in his yard or something, but he'll be here tomorrow. See y'all.